Hello everyone, this is Paper Kitty again. Welcome back to my channel. I am here with some papers and just some elements. I don't really actually know what this is, but I got it at a thrift store. Maybe somebody can comment below and let me know because anyway, I've already pulled it out of this thing right here. Okay, so it's like, I don't know, it's like this cardboard thing. I don't know if the video will show. I mean, it's fairly big. I mean, I want to say it's about a yard long, and then it folds like this, and it's got like a little hole right there, and I guess another little hole on this other side. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but I do know that it had this design on here, and then this design here, and then that's, but actually this cardboard is really thick. So it was gonna be too much to keep this on there. It was just gonna be like, I don't know, I just felt like for tags, because I want this for tags, and I may even use this for tags, but both of them together was just like too much. Like maybe for a cover, but not for like a page. It was just too much. So anyway, I am making tags, you've guessed it. And so yeah, in my process and in my progress of doing a junk journal, I find that when the inspiration doesn't always come to me like immediately when I want it on demand or anything like that. So which is why YouTube is so lovely, because you can always kind of put it on and you can usually find a video that'll inspire, which I love that. So I think that's part of the reason why I find making videos so fun, because I love being inspired, and if I can inspire someone else, that just fills me with joy. So yeah, this page, I ended up putting some of this ribbon on there, and oh, look at that, and I made it like that, so it's like a little banner kind of thing. It's so cute. And then I put a little piece of jewelry there. It's actually a little brad. So, but I still glued it, and but yeah, I just did like a little layering thing there, and I thought that looked really pretty. I was really excited. I'm debating about putting clear gesso on this rest of the page, because I'm kind of afraid to use this pocket, because it is so, this page is, just like regular paper, and I'm scared if I start like using this too much that it could break. So considering that, because it does thicken up the paper, so I'm still thinking about it. But in the meantime, I don't feel like doing a whole lot to this until I decide that. But in the meantime, I have put a little ribbon. It's like a white ribbon. I think it's super cute here. And then yeah, so now yeah, I like I said, I don't have like anything that it's completely jumping out at me right away to do, except, well, as I say that, here's something jumping out at me. Look at this. Look how pretty this is gonna look if I do something like that. Isn't that pretty? So, and then I think mainly like I like this, maybe. So yeah, I may be putting this as a tag, making this, part of a tag or something, because I love the way it looks, with this around here. So this is pretty too, but I kind of love that. So looks like I'm going to be making a tag using this image. I talked about templates. Always you want to have that, because otherwise it just takes longer to get going. So so yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't always have like ideas right away. So I know I'm usually going to want tags, and I'm usually going to want big tags. And if I'm making a book this size, then I know that this is like the next step. And then while I'm doing this, that's kind of when the creativity kind of kicks in, and it just gets really, really fun. I don't know why I have this around my arm, but now my arm looks extra not pretty. Okay, so now let's see, let me put this to a side, and yeah, this is just a stack of different kinds of papers that I'm gonna probably want to put. Look at this doily. Ooh, it's so pretty, and it's tiny, and well, not tiny, but it's, you know, half the size of my hand, so it's small, and it's hearts, and it's intricate. Ooh, and I got this at a thrift store, so it's a little bit of one of a kind-ish, because I don't know where I would get more of these. I'd have to do a lot of research and maybe or maybe not find it. So, okay. Definitely going to be using that. Then there's this napkin. It's just a red napkin, nothing fancy, but I'm thinking that could be really cute as a, you know, to cover a tag with it, you know, so. And then this napkin is super pretty too, with its gold in it, and it's green, Christmas green. And then I've got a tea-dyed paper, which I super tea-dyed. That's why it's very dark. I tea-dyed it, I think, a couple of times maybe. And it's got a pretty song and the music, and then I stamped on it. So I could potentially use it as a tip-in, or I can potentially cut it up and put it, like, collage it onto one of my tags. So that's an option. I actually have a lot of tea-dyed paper on hand for this kind of thing, but I ran out because I just did that other journal, Mary, and I used a lot of tea-dyed paper there. So I thought, you know, with this one, I'm going to try to use the stuff I already have, even though I am going to be doing some tea-dyed paper. But, you know, I thought I like it because it is eclectic, but it still has this kind of a feel to it that the elements I'm putting into it, it's kind of, I want to say it's a little vintagey Christmas kind of theme-ish. I don't know. If you think it's something else, please leave a comment below, because I would like to know your opinion. And of course, I don't know everything. I don't know a lot of things. So just text on it. Maybe I can use that. Okay. So, and then there's Hark the Herald Angels Sing, little piece there that I can use probably for collaging. And then this is an envelope that is super pretty. It went with one of the gorgeous Christmas cards. I think that the one that I used in the signature. So definitely want to use this somehow. And then this is a vintage paper, I believe. I'm not 100% sure because I got it at a garage. Well, it used to be in a garage sale apparently. Got a little sticker, but I got it at a little church thrift store. So okay. And it's not where I go to church, but it's a different church. But anyway, okay. And then this paper is just like some random collage paper that actually it was a paper that when I was doing some stuff with some inks, I needed another page to kind of clean off my bits and stuff off of, my utensils or whatever. And anyway, this is kind of what happened with it. And I thought, you know, this could work maybe as a background or something for the tags. So, and then this here, I really want to tea dye this because it is a little stark white, but then again with this journal, I can use either or both, which I am using both. So this has got this really pretty border on it. And so I'm thinking that I would like to probably use this as well. I'm starting to see a lot of blue here, which I didn't see before. I'm starting to feel like I may end up doing a blue Christmas somehow journal, but then I'm like, okay, maybe not, because I'm not gonna have time to do other projects that I want to do, and you know, it's gonna be hard to do the Christmas thing after Christmas. So I think maybe for next year I'll do something blue Christmas. That might be fun. Do a blue Christmas and a pink Christmas. Ooh, not the same book, but like a blue one and then a different one that is a pink one. So So I don't know, that's just an idea, or a couple ideas. So anyway, for right now, this is kind of what is kind of getting my juices flowing to kind of maybe create some tags. And like I said, if there's a typical size book that you use and a typical size tag that you use, then, you know, even if you're not like feeling super creative, you know, you could just continue with the next step, and the creativity, the inspiration will then follow. Okay, so yeah, watch some YouTube videos, get inspired, but then when you go and sit down in front of your stuff, you're like, ooh, what do I do now, right? There's so many things to do. You get kind of stumped sometimes. So anyway, this is like a little, you know, those little pockets that come into those, like, this is out of a 5 subject notebook. You see how many I can get out of it. You know, what's kind of cool with this one is it already has like a little circle there, but I may not want to try to fuss with that, because then if I don't get it just in the middle, it's going to drive me crazy. So I'm just going to probably skip that altogether and kind of just you know, just I wish I had a little pencil or something now, but anyway, I'm just going to score it with my nail, just kind of make a little line right there, so I kind of know where I want it cut. And then let's see, do another one like right around there. So that'll give me, you know, basically 3 tags is where that's gonna put me at. And so I could probably just cut right there. This is gonna be like an extra big tag. That's all I'm gonna want it to be. So that way I can just kind of cut a couple of tags at the same time. Again, saving time on the mundane kind of stuff. So yeah, okay. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't know why this one looks a little skinnier than this one, and then this one looks a lot fatter than the other two. But anyway, that's okay. It's okay. They don't have to be completely perfect, but they're, you know, they're fairly good. Okay, let me try with the skinniest one for starters. Okay, which is actually like perfectly the same size of that. So I'm cool with that because it's not skinnier than that, and the other ones are a little bit bigger, which I don't mind because this book, you know, can handle that. And actually I like the extra surface area there, so I don't mind. But okay, so now this one, since it's folded over, you know, I'm gonna have to cut the bottom, but before I do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and measure out to cut the top. And so that's what I'm gonna do right now. And so there we have it. And now I'm gonna cut the bottom here. Okay. Alrighty. So boom, we got a tag. So I'm gonna keep doing that with the rest, I guess, off camera. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and use my trusty glue stick and go ahead and adhere this interesting survey paper. I'm gonna go ahead and actually cover both sides, which is kind of cool because it kind of saves me a step of, you know, cutting for each side. It just so happens that this particular background is going to be great for embellishing on the front and writing on the back. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out nicely. I actually made a little mistake, and I had like a kind of a side that didn't get covered, and it kind of was driving me a little nuts. So I went ahead and cut a little snippet. And actually, if you cut it a little bit wider than the tag area that you're covering, you can just flip it over and then fold it over and glue that piece, and it's easier than having to cut again. So now I'm trying to figure out this element, which is actually really cute there, but I feel like the sides need to be trimmed a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can kind of audition this on the book a little bit. I don't do that on all of them. You know, there are times that when I'm making tags, I just kind of pop a few without going back into the book and trying it out. You know, I just kind of make somewhat generic ones. So I just use like backgrounds or whatever. But this one I kind of was working on just playing, having fun, and I realized, you know, and this is with most of the time, when there's an image that I want to use on a tag, it's kind of helpful to either matte the image or layer it. And in this case, I chose a piece of music paper, and it says "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," and so it's on the left side, and I wanted to make sure that you could see that. And then I'm thinking there needs to be something else besides that music paper, because it's with that really kind of light background, you know, it just needed like a little more contrast. So that red doily I thought was a good option. And so I'm testing it out on the pocket where it's gonna live, because I want to see how up high I want to adhere that doily. You know, I mean, normally you just kind of make it to where you center everything when you're making tags, you know, if you're embellishing them just without knowing where you're going to put them yet. But in this case, since I already know that I want that tag there with that image, I'm going back in and out kind of to just see, you know, once I put the tag in, that, you know, where everything is placed at its best, so it could be seen nicely. So there I'm cutting a little piece that remains out because I don't want it to I could have flipped it over and glued it on the back, but I guess I wanted to leave that space blank, and I thought, you know, I can always use that little bit that I cut out on something else, so no reason to kind of waste it in the back where nobody's gonna really see it. And you know, I may want space to actually write on it in the back, or, you know, I haven't decided whether I want to sell this one or not, but if I do, you know, I'm sure somebody would like that option. Excuse me. So now I am distressing. I've already distressed the little music bit paper. Now I'm distressing the image, and again playing with the layering and the placement so that I know, you know, I don't want it to be covered excuse me, by the pocket too much. So I keep that in mind when adhering, because I want it to look pretty on its own. You know, I don't want it to look super wonky, but at the same time I don't want to put it so low on the tag that when I put it in the pocket you can't see it, or it's being covered in some way. I am so sorry. Okay, so now you've got this tag here, and I really think it looks super cute. I really love it. I end up actually putting some fibers through that tag that looks like it's velvet or something, or fur, like white fur, which is kind of like what that little girl was wearing. She was wearing this like beautiful white winter coat. So here's another tag playing with, but I'm gonna try to see if I can do another video. Not sure I'll be able to squeeze it in with the more tags, but I hope you like the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you do. Please subscribe if you would like to continue to see these videos, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I hope that you will make some comments below, and have a Merry Christmas. Thanks again, guys. See you in the next one.